Hi, my name is Omar Navarro. I'm here for the new episode of On Social Marketing. I have right here Evan Chase. He's with, what company is it again, Evan?
I work with Straightways, but I work with a team of guys who also help run an organization or a company that you're interested in talking more about, and that's Black Coffee.
Black Coffee, okay.
Yeah.
And how long has Black Coffee been in business?
Well, it's been in business several years, but we just purchased it from the original founder.
Okay.
So we've had our hands on it since the beginning of the summer. 9 months?
9 months, okay.
Not long.
And what are the business model that you guys have at Black Coffee?
Well, we have a pretty unique business model, I think. And one of the things that that's really important about our brand is we're in the coffee industry, right? And there's a lot of people in the coffee industry, but we air roast our coffee. So of all the coffee globally.
So for the viewers out there,
yes.
what is air roasting?
Okay, I'll explain it briefly.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give away all our secrets. So the coffee market's one of the top 2 commodities in the world. 99% of the coffee is roasted a traditional way. We air roast our coffee, and this is kind of the simplest way to think about that is when you think of popcorn, traditional, like roasting popcorn over a fire in a pan.
Yeah.
You probably don't do that.
No, I've seen that happen.
Have you seen that? Okay,
yeah.
My parents did that when I was growing up.
No, my parents did that too.
Do they? Okay. Versus a microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
Right? We don't use oil. So we don't use a microwave to cook our...
It cuts off the flavor is what you're saying.
Well, it does a lot of things. The different chemical dynamic that happens when you do the traditional roasting versus an air roast. Oh. So we have a massive market base. We have a global market base where only 1% of the coffee in the world is air roasted the way we roast it. So we think we have a tremendous potential in the consumer market with our product. But I think what really sets us aside, in addition to our unique way of roasting, is we've partnered with a nonprofit, and that's where I spend a majority of my time is in the nonprofit side. But the partnership it looks like this: 10% of the profits of Black Coffee go into the nonprofit. Okay, the nonprofit trains at-risk youth and foster kids in job training, life skill and job training.
Okay. What is the job training you guys offer?
So it's basically, it's kind of like a beginner's course of to get somebody from, who's had a tough life, somebody's been in foster care, who hasn't had good mentoring and, adult support, to get them that first job, okay? The statistics for youth, especially in foster care, after they age out of foster care around 18, 2% go to college.
Yeah,
okay.
That's true.
I think it's like 35% end up homeless, right? If you look at the statistics of prostitution in jails, the percentage of them that come out of foster care is tremendous. I mean, it's staggering. I think that in jail, it's like 80% of the people, or somebody have 80% of the people in jail come through foster care. Wow. Right? Human trafficking, prostitution, they find these young men and these young women who, they don't have parents. Yeah. They're part of the system. They're kind of stuck in the system, and they're vulnerable. So they suck them in.
And they become victims of
and they join gangs and everything. When you don't have adult supervision and you're struggling and you're growing up in a group home, I mean,
you don't have the guidance.
You don't. The group homes are modern day orphanages. I mean, really, that's what they are right here in our communities. So getting back to your original question, so the classes that we offer are just really basic. I mean, it's basic resume writing. It's basic, how do you do that first interview? What do you say? What do you don't say? What do you dress? Stuff that you and I, if you grew up with, a decent household, is kind of common knowledge.
Stuff that you learn, yeah.
It's stuff you learn. But so we supply them not just with some education. We give every single person who graduates a mentor. So now you have a one-on-one person who's going to support you. And then the teachers who teach these courses, which we have 16 courses, are business professionals in the community.
Okay.
So we're surrounding them, even in the process of their learning, with business owners who could potentially hire them when they graduate.
So they're learning in a structure.
They're learning in a structure, and they're learning from people in the marketplace. So I don't have teachers, educators teaching my class. I have business owners teaching these young people. Right? So I think that's the best place to learn, and the best feedback is from somebody who hires and fires every day.
That's true. That's how they get experience too.
Exactly. So it's real experience. So So black coffees, 10% of that profits feeds this nonprofit.
Okay.
Plus, if black coffee is hiring, we'll actually hire some of the graduates. Okay. So we have people roasting and selling coffee who have graduated. Mm-hmm. Right. So we want to create this job continuation of job cycle, job creation, and helping at-risk youth. And what we're telling them is, as the company grows, we're looking to raise people up. We're looking for managers. We want to open coffee shops, like you see in every other corner, mm-hmm. And give them opportunities for franchises.
Okay. So like if you look at it right now with the economy in the United States, we have a job market that's really tough for young people.
Very tough.
Not a lot of young kids can find jobs. So I think this is a great idea you guys have going on right now, because this actually trains kids to actually get in a career or get in a business of their own and actually get out of poverty.
Yes.
And that's great. And with education comes less crime.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're working, you're less likely to steal.
Commit a crime, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we really want to empower people.
Mm-hmm.
And Black Coffee is one of those organizations that's committed to hiring these young men and young women.
What are some of the things that you could say, 3 things you would say that could empower someone to get in business? What are the 3 things?
To get in business, courage.
Courage.
Right? There's a lot of people out there with ideas.
Yeah.
Right?
But they don't know where to go.
At some point you got to pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a big one. So it takes some courage. And courage, I've heard it said that courage isn't the lack of fear. Mm-hmm. It's not that we don't have fear. I have fear all the time. But courage is, listen, I have the fear, but I'm going to take steps towards my goal, my idea, in spite of my fear. I'm not going to let my fear stop me.
Especially courage is a big thing, because when I started my business online on social marketing, it took a long time. It wasn't like a fresh idea, but I launched it, and 1 month I got over 20,000 people on my Facebook page. And
I should be interviewing you.
Well, that's why I'm interviewing everybody, because I want people to see the success of other people and people I want to help raise and help their businesses grow. Things that I want to focus on right now.
Great.
And that's why I'm doing this show.
I think too, one of the things that I think is valuable for a business owner is to just be embedded in a community. Mm-hmm. It's hard to launch something in isolation. Mm-hmm. But you'd be amazed, when you're starting a business, you need lots of help. You need, a tax guidance and wisdom from a lawyer, and maybe a social media person like you. You can't be good at everything. There's a lot of things, and not to overwhelm anybody, but there's a lot of pieces. So being and connected with a community, relationally, through there are a variety of ways from doing that. You can find the support that you need, not just from online strangers, because there's people out there you can go online and find help for anything. Yeah. But it's great to be able to say, hey, Omar, I have this idea, and you and I have been friends for a while, over the years through a variety of means. I really could use an expert in social media, right? So it takes some courage, but also being part of a community is hugely important.
And by being involved in part of the community.
Being part of the community, serving, giving back, right? Mm-hmm. It's just, I think that's good for life in general. But if you're starting a business, for the pieces of the business that you're not good at, your community can support you in. For potential customers, right? Don't you? Yeah. If you have a friend who's starting a business and you like his coffee or his restaurant, aren't you going to go
help him out? Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, of course,
absolutely.
Because if it raises him, it raises you. So it helps everybody
out. It's part of, I think, just good business and good community.
Yeah, good community. That's true.
So for the entrepreneur out there, there's nothing like being your own boss.
That's true.
Honestly, I mean, everything has its challenges.
There's an independence.
There's the independence, the freedom, the flexibility.
Back to Black Coffee.
Okay.
Well, with Black Coffee, what are some of the things that we can do to get more knowledge about Black Coffee?
Got it. Well, first of all, I think I want people to understand partnering with Black Coffee is a unique opportunity for them. Now, I'm going to give you a real example of a restaurant who now sells Black Coffee. So if you go to their restaurant and you order just a cup of coffee, it's Black Coffee.
Okay.
Now, they've chosen to put our mugs, so every coffee cup mug has our logo on it, right? Their waiters and waitresses, part of their uniform sometimes has our logo on it. They can sell our bags and our T-shirts and all our paraphernalia in their store. for retail profit. So now they have coffee that they're making money on, but now because they're partnering with us, they can also sell some retail products, right? So they can make another income resource from there. But I think the greatest reason to partner with Black Coffee is it increases their brand. So this restaurant now is able to say, Omar, thank you for having that cup of coffee. Every cup of coffee that you drink at our restaurant helps at-risk youth.
That's a positive thing,
right?
Yeah,
and so now, and when you run a restaurant, to have that elevated pride in the restaurant for all the waiters and waitresses, all the staff, to say not only do you have a premium coffee, right, but our company, we give back. We help at-risk youth. Matter of fact, our salesperson, and there's a story behind the salesperson, right? It came out of foster care, had 30 homes, and so there's a real life story attached to that cup of coffee you just drank. So by partnering with Black Coffee, it elevates their brand.
And you're helping the community.
They are helping their community.
Yeah, and that's the important part. You know,
I think so.
It's community involvement too.
I think so.
I think part of being in business, I think the business model is you can't just be in business to make money all the time. So you have to have a focus also on giving back to the community because it's positive.
I think so. Now, of course, you don't have to, but I think our culture, at least our American culture, is moving that way. Especially the younger generation. They're beyond just making money. They want to make money, of course, all generations do, but they also want to give back. Yeah. They want to make a difference.
And that's my generation too.
Exactly, that's your generation. And I think Black Coffee puts them in a position through coffee. Everybody drinks coffee, most of us.
Yeah, of course.
In an environment.
It's an American thing.
Well, it's an international thing.
International in a sense. Well, it depends where you're at.
That's true. That's true. But anyway, so I think we bridge both of those markets with a great product, but also a brand that elevates everybody.
And what is the goal for Black Coffee within the next 5 years?
5 years to be international.
International, okay.
Absolutely. Well, distributors international. We're looking for investors to open coffee shops.
So do you guys want to be like a big company like Coffee Bean, Starbucks?
Absolutely.
Beats?
No doubt.
Okay.
No doubt.
Okay.
There's no reason why, because we have a niche in the market, and with the spirit behind of what we're trying to do for the poor, there's no reason why we can't be an international company
I think
competing with the Starbucks and everybody else out there.
Yeah, what I've seen from a lot of coffee companies, they actually don't have any business model where it gives back to community.
Very little.
So I think that niche that you're going after is going to be a lot of people, because a lot of people want to have a sense of giving back to community.
Absolutely. And they want a great cup of coffee.
Yeah, of course.
I got that too.
Of course. It's like when you get Girl Scout cookies. You know, you got a sense of good cookies.
Yeah, that's another reason to come to America. Girl Scout cookies.
That is a good reason. Girl Scout cookies.
The Thin Mints are my favorite.
Because Samoas are good too.
Yeah, okay.
Those are good too. But anyways, where's your website that we can visit to get more information? And
blackcoffeela.com. Black Coffee LA, because this is our base. Blackcoffeela.com, and of course our Facebook page. I think it's Black Coffee LA. Anyway, do a search on Facebook and you'll find Black Coffee LA.
Okay.
We have a beautiful rooster is our logo. You'll love.
And if they wanted to order any coffee, can they order on the website?
Absolutely. K-cups, bags, small bags, large bags,
okay, so you
T-shirts, absolutely.
All right.
Coffee mugs, blackcoffeela.com.
So if we get some fans, they can order some shirts.
That's right.
Right away after the show ends.
Yes.
So there's going to be a link at the bottom of the show. In the bottom of the YouTube page, you can click on it and actually go to Black Coffee and actually shop for any coffee if you want.
Awesome. Thank you.
Or any T-shirts.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Coffee mugs.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Omar.
Evan.
Appreciate it.